Rebel salute, rebel salute. Welcome, welcome. This is Pontifex Maximum Japolo mwenyewe. Kenya Rebel, Lusionary. Karibu kila mtu. If you want to join the discussion, let me put the link. Join in the studio by clicking this link. Unanisikia? Okay, ingieni hapa tuongee. Today we shall talk. Let me paste the link. Let me post the link. There's the link. There's the link. If you want to join the studio, join in the studio by clicking up the link. Karibu sana. This is Japolo mwenyewe, Kenya Revolutionary. Today the topic. Karibu sana, Brother Benson. I see you, Benson Media, a friend of the show, who has a very good YouTube channel. Please check on him. He's a very serious analyst who always have interesting topics with very important guests. So please go there and subscribe to Brother Benson, okay? Anyway, I won't be here for too long, but I want to ramble and rant about today's topic of what is going on in Kenya. Of course, we have King Charles, who touched down, I think it was yesterday or today, and visited the Statehouse. He was received by none other than President William Ruto, and among the attendees was former Prime Minister, Right Honorable Raila Odinga. I don't feel comfortable calling him honorable, but that's another case. But he was there, apparently. Well. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, enemies, and comrades, I see you on Facebook. I see you on X. Hey, watu wanajitokeza kweli kweli. Anyway, maybe it's my outfit. Mimi ni Japolo mwenyewe, Kenya Revolutionary. Anyway, but as you can see, the topic today is King Charles in Kenya, Oledama's reaction. He said something that was really triggered a lot of Kenyans. And Raila goes to Statehouse. I won't speak much about Raila because we saw him in Statehouse. We'll just touch on it a little bit. I want to start with Oledama. Is it Oledama or Oledama? Ledama Oledama. I just misspelled his name. You see, I'm getting old, okay? Oledama. Is it Ledama? Yes, Ledama. That's his name. He's a senator of, is it Narok or somewhere? One of the Maasai lands there. He said something that was astonishing. I think it was Citizen TV or somewhere in the morning. He said this, that let the truth be told, I'm quoting him, let the truth be told, the British left Kenya better off than how they found it. I will repeat. Ledama or Lekina said, the British who came to Kenya in 1895 until 1963, okay, and colonized, took land, extracted our minerals, okay, displaced people from their ancestral lands. Oledama says the British left Kenya better off than how they found it. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, this is unforgivable coming from a Kenyan senator who is a Maasai. This is unforgivable. These are the people who are your senators making such pronouncements because their colonial masters has just arrived. Let me get started. I have some respect for Mr. What's his name? This Gachagua guy, even though he talks a lot of nonsense. He speaks a lot about Mau Mau and all that. But I understand his absence from the State House today as a son of Mau Mau, if that's true. There's questions behind if he's really a true Mau Mau. But if he is a descendant of Mau Mau, then I respect the fact that he did not show up at Statehouse to shake the hands of the colonial master. William Ruto should be ashamed of himself as the grandson of is it the Somei, what is his name? Ole something. That's Kalenjin, great Kalenjin man who fought the British. I forgot his name. Who they killed and took his skull to England. It is said that William Ruto, Samoei Ruto, it was named after him and is a descendant of him. If that's true, then William Samoei Ruto should be ashamed of himself for shaking the hands of the colonial master. Okay? Number one, I'm not even buying this whole reason. You know, they're telling us that King Charles coming to Kenya, that will help with investments. Who told you that you get investments just because the King of England comes to visit you? Who told you so? Okay? The country can invest or can have foreign investors. In fact, we don't even need that foreign investors. Number one, that should be the priority. We can produce our own goods and services, trading within ourselves with our fellow country, East African neighbors, and we can do well economically without having investors from England or Europe, because most of the trade deals that we do with the Europeans are usually not fair trade. Okay, so I'm not buying this reason that the coming of the King of England, whatever, King of whatever, is good for investments. No, I'm not buying that. That is total rubbish. I'm not buying it. Okay, but that's what our president is telling us. I had Mr. Is it Koye Choko, who was also in the panel with Mr. Oledama, who was saying that the president has been traveling across the world to advocate for, which is okay, it's fine. Okay, I don't really have a problem as such, as long as he's actually doing something to help the country. But anyway, where was I? Oh my goodness, I'm getting some messages here. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, just bear with me. I'm all over the place today. I'm all over the place, but I'll start with I'm dealing with Oledama. Wait a minute, I'm dealing with Oledama. Don't worry. Oledama, I'm dealing with you today. I want to deal with you perpendicularly. Oledama, perpendicularly. Where were we? Okay. Actually, listen. I'm just reading this from what King Charles, I still call him Prince. This is what King Charles said today. Okay? King Charles III said this. This in regards to colonialism. He said, the wrongdoings of the past are a cause of the greatest sorrow and the deepest regret. They were abhorrent and unjustifiable acts of violence committed against Kenyans. It matters greatly to me that I should deepen my own understanding of things, of these wrongs, and that I meet some of those whose lives and communities were grievously affected. Let me reread again, okay? Here's what I'll read. King Charles III, this is what he said, just to quote him. I'm quoting from Citizen TV. This is what King Charles said, III. The wrongdoings of the past are a cause of the greatest sorrow and the deepest regret. They were abhorrent and unjustifiable acts of violence committed against Kenyans. It matters greatly to me that I should deepen my own understanding of those wrongs and that I meet some of those whose lives and communities were grievously affected. So this pinhead, this idiot king who thinks he's the king of England, he can come to Kenya and meet people who were suffered after I don't know how many years. Okay, 50-something years, almost 60 years. How old is Kenya? Oh, okay. He can come here and say, oh, I'm finally ready to meet the sons of Mau Mau who lost their lives fighting the British colonialists. Okay? We don't care about your apology, Mr. King King Charles, we don't care about your apology. How about this? You want to apologize? Compensate the families that you, of the Mau Mau kids, children of Mau Mau. That's number one. Number two, the British companies that are in Kenya should compensate the Kenyan government, the Kenyan people, for the atrocities, okay? The land that the British people took away, the ancestral lands of the indigenous people that were lost, that were drove away by the British, should be returned to the rightful owners, okay? King Charles, if you're listening, you old piece of shit, listen to me. We don't care about the English monarch. You don't matter to Kenyans anymore. Africa will be liberated from the claws of neo-colonialists. Okay? You saw the example in Guinea, Mali, Burkina Faso. And we are following suit, hopefully with the help of the Russians. King Charles, listen to me. You old, decrepit old man, racist, colonialists. We don't care about your apology. Apology is just words. We have to be compensated for the atrocities you committed on the Kenyan people. So don't come here telling us that you're trying to understand the pain of the children of Mau Mau who fought valiantly against the British, against the people who your mother sent to butcher the indigenous people. To show you that we have colonial puppets ruling Kenya, they all gathered around today. Raila Odinga did not miss that opportunity. You know, Raila Odinga needs to feel important. He had to fly there really quick to show his face, to feel important. These colonial puppets, in the first place, if we had a real president who's not a colonial puppet, Prince Charles should, he's now the king of England, this demonic individual. Before he even set a foot on Kenyan soil, he should have said what he's saying right now. He should have apologized for the thousands of people who he killed. He should have compensated for the land that the British people took before he set a foot on Kenyan soil. They gave him the guard of honor. How can you give your colonial master a guard of honor and claim that you're independent? This is the problem I have with these African puppets that we have that are ruling Kenya. The colonial stooges that we have. We are not truly independent. You want to get an idea of what independence means? Go look at Burkina Faso, a country that is in control of their own resources and can defend its borders, is a country that is truly liberated. Okay? We are still trading in dollars. Why are we trading in dollars or British pounds? Those are fiat money, paper, that are backed by nothing. It's a con game. While we have gold, silver, copper, uranium, californium, all that, silicon. Let's talk about colonialism. It's about time. So Prince Charles, or rather King Charles, spare us your nonsense. You are not trying to understand anyone. Do you guys remember the picture when his mom died, that decrepit old evil witch, when she died, and the African leaders were put in a bus, a Greyhound bus, okay, while the other European leaders and other leaders came in a VIP with their own security. But the African leaders were rounded up like special ed kids and put in a freaking Greyhound. And do you remember that little clip when Prince Charles was greeting people, and when this black man reached out his hand for Prince Charles to shake, Prince Charles ignored him? Do you remember that? This is the very king of England that is pretending that he's sorry for the colonial atrocities that his forefathers committed on the Kenyan people. Why should we believe in him? Look at the Kenyan politicians now. Boni Kalwale, Cherargei, Cheruyot, all the enslaved, mentally enslaved, lobotomized parrots that are hailing this king that colonizes you to this day. Kenya is still a colony of the Great Britain. Don't be fooled. The new method of colonialization is through corporations, controlling your economy, controlling your natural resources, and controlling your military. If Britain was to go to war with Kenya today, do you think Kenya will stand a chance? Why are we accepting this guy to come to our land? It says much about you. That's why I'm saying today, and I'll say something shocking, I don't usually agree with Rigathi Gachagua, but Gachagua is a man who stands on his word. The son or the grandson of Mau Mau, even if he's not the son of Mau Mau, but out of respect for our forefathers, the Mau Maus who fought the British, Gachagua decided dare not to shake the hands of this evil king of England. I won't stay here for long today. I won't. I'll ramble about for 10 more minutes, then I'll leave. Niko na mesa that I need to run today. Okay? Karibu. Come here so we can lay hands on you. Boni Kalwale, the bullfighter, the so-called mtetezi wa wanyonge. You idiot. Wandani, I saw you talking about IMF. You left Nakuru after eating those millions in that talks. You're in Statehouse with Raila Odinga. Straddling your fat stomach, protruding stomach. Happy to meet your colonizer, your colonial master. Shame on you. Every politician, including the president who met the King of England, shame on you. You're a disgrace to the human race. Oh, what a rat race. Oh, this is a rat race. But Male told you that. As I wrap up, I won't be here for long, like I told you. The British commissioner in Kenya should be recalled. King Charles should be jailed in committee. And he should be jailed until England return all the things that they stole from Kenya and compensate those who died. That's how we should play it. I see a lot of honorable. I don't know why these politicians call themselves honorable. There's nothing honorable about these politicians. But anyway, I'll wrap up. Ramp up. Where was I going to finish? Oledama. I will challenge you. I want somebody to show, somebody send this to Ledakina, what's his name? Ledama, like Olekina, Ledama. His name should be Ledamas. I want you to send this video to him. Ledama, I want to challenge you on a debate. The motion will be, what good did the British bring to Kenya by colonizing Kenya? What good did the British, okay, the British Empire, the monarch, what good did they do to Kenya? Or Lekima, Ledama, whatever his name is, Okina Ledama. Send, if you see this video, tag him on X, tag him, tell him Japolo, aka Kenya Revolutionary. I want to debate him. It will be a 15-minute debate or a 30-minute debate. I want him to convince me, along with millions of other Kenyans, and explain to me exactly how did the Kenyan people benefit by being colonized by this British monarch. Tag him, tell him I say that. Everyone who sees this video, tag Oledakima Ledama. I want to debate him. He says he's educated. I want to debate him. You can come to my show. Let's debate. Ledama. Point by point. Tell me how the British helped leave Kenya in a better state than it was before. I want you to convince me, Ledama or Ledakena, you pinhead. Convince me. How many minutes do I have? 7 minutes? Anyway. As I wrap up, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, enemies and comrades, I hope you enjoyed this October. I will leave you with this. Kenya should truly liberate herself from the colonial masters. We are not liberated yet. We say we are a republic, but we are still controlled by the colonial masters. If the very person who colonized you can come in the country, okay, and you have a guard of honor for him, the very person who colonized you, there's something wrong in your psyche. The first step to liberate ourselves is to vote in leaders who are not compromised, leaders who are principled, leaders who put the interest of the people first, not these colonial stooges that we have, be it William Ruto, be it Raila Odinga, and the rest of them. We can go through back to the history. Jomo Kenyatta was a non-British agent. He was never jailed. He was working for the British government, working in Lancaster as a Mboch. Okay? Moi was a colonial stooge. Kibaki was a colonial stooge. Uhuru Kenyatta was a colonial stooge, a son of a British agent. The most useless president in the history of mankind. Ruto, Samoei Ruto, is a colonial stooge. Raila Odinga is a colonial stooge. Look at him smiling when he was meeting the king. He almost peed on himself. These leaders are all compromised. That's why we can never be free. But ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, enemies, and comrades, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, go and subscribe. My name is Kenya Revolutionary, aka Japolo Pontifex Maximum. Like, share, comment, and please tag Oledama or Lekina Ledama. Tell him I want to debate him. 30-minute debate. He can have 3 minutes, okay, to make his submission, and I rebut in 3 minutes, and let the public decide. The motion will be, how did Kenyans gain by being colonized by the British? Because Oledama Ledama is telling us that the British people left Kenya better off than they found it. And I want Ledama to actually convince me, among other millions of Kenyans who think otherwise. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, enemies, and comrades, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace and blessings.